Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday. We made it. We made it. Happy Friday to everyone. And good semi early morning to everyone. So, wanted to come on this morning to talk about um, whether you are being accountable from the front. And when I mean from the front, I mean from the front line. Out there in the front lines. Are you being accountable for the front lines? As a leader, a team leader, a CEO, but as a leader, are you being accountable from the front lines? And this morning, as you all join, please say hello. Let me know that I'm not alone. Definitely let me know, say good morning. Let me know that you're here. So as I said, holding yourself accountable from the front lines. And before we get started, for those who aren't are new to me, my name is Veronica Clark Williams, and I am the Revenue Optimization Catalyst. I work with female CEOs to show them how to optimize their teams, which results in more profitability and progress within their organization so that they can CEO with ease and confidence. So I'm all about the optimization. So as I said, holding yourself accountable from the front. So what I want to talk about is if that's what's going on, or are you on that blame bandwagon? Okay? Because if you're on that blame bandwagon, we want you off of that blame bandwagon. So I was talking to my kids last night. My kids are always such an inspiration for life lessons. And, this is a conversation that my husband and I, either individually, together, whatever, we'll have with either them together or individually about being a leader and leadership and what that really means. Because I think lots of times I specifically will speak about, children, and this obviously translates to adulthood. We want the benefits of leadership without having to do the work of leadership. So, one thing we were talking about is, when you think of leaders, you think about, the prominent people. And obviously, that's a portion of it, but most leaders that people I consider leaders, most leaders I know are everyday people, mentors, coaches, people who guide, people who just step up and stand up. So those are people that I would consider leaders. And it's not about the power, it's not about the prestige, it's not about the perks. It's about the fact that these people are willing to take responsibility and, again, be accountable. Which is something that is something to aspire to. A leader will also influence outcomes. And again, they are there to inspire others as well. I apologize, my home phone is ringing in the background. So I wanted to talk about three things today in regards to leadership. The first is, as a leader, when there is a problem that arises, the first thing that as a leader you should do is to obviously identify the problem. And the problem definition of that, I have a few notes here. The difference between the desired situation and the actual situation. Okay, so that's what we will define as a problem. So it is important to get that clear understanding of what the problem is and not run into something uninformed. So as I said, I was talking to my children last night, and they are very different. Now, my son likes to be considered a leader. He likes to be first. Okay? He likes to be first. However, what we are teaching him about is, again, what I said earlier, with that first comes the responsibility, comes the accountability, and are you willing to do that? Now, he tends to be more the, see, what happened was, type of personality. He's like, well, see, and this and that, and you know, continually say to him, that can't work, okay? It can't work, okay? So, first of all, if there is a problem, and you know there's the problem, as a leader, you need to identify the problem. You need to determine there's a problem. You don't need to ignore the problem and be like, oh, I didn't see that. See, no, that just went right past me. I didn't, nope, I don't know nothing about that. Nope. And versus meaning it head on and saying, okay, here's a problem. Let's now identify it. Let's start to dissect it. All right. So the first thing that we want to make sure as leaders that we do is that we face the problem head on and we identify the problem. The second thing that we need to do is to examine our actions. Now, this is where it gets a bit interesting. This is where I think we have some distinctions. You know, what is the knee-jerk reaction? Okay, is the knee-jerk reaction, okay, let's assess here. Well, yes, I may not have been directly involved, but I was close enough proximity-wise, whether just literally proximity-wise, or just the fact of where we are within an organization, that I could have been a bit privy to the fact that there was something that could possibly occur going down the line, right? There was something that we could have possibly looked to mitigate. Okay, so what was my part in this so that we can make some determinations for the next time in regards to how to address it? Or is it the, well, you know, I did my part. I did my piece. So if it all went haywire, that has nothing to do with me. Now, that takes me to my daughter. She had me laughing the other day because there's a science fair coming up. So she's like, okay, well, Mommy, you know, I signed up for the science fair. This is what I want to do. This is what I need. These are my, okay, great, fine. Okay, fine. We'll get you, you know, what you need for the science fair. And I said, so, you know, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing? Do you have a team, David? She's like, no, I am doing this myself. I do not want a partner because I don't want to deal with somebody who may or may not do their work, who may or may not hand something in on time. I ain't got time for that. Like, she was like, I don't want to deal with that. I know that if I do it, it's going to get done the way I need to get done. And I'm laughing at her because I'm looking at her because I'm like, oh, Lord, why is she so my child? But she was just like, no, I don't want anything to do with that. So to that person who is just like, nah, I took care of mine. I had nothing to do with what's going on over there. I wasn't a part of that. I handled me. Understandable. However, in a situation, if we're talking about a team and multiple people being involved, then that's probably not the best approach, especially if you are the leader of that, to basically say, hey, hands off, you all broke it, you all fix it. You know, again, it's how can we all come together and determine what's the next move. And as a leader, as that person that people look up to, as that person that is to be there to inspire others, the behaviors that are displayed by that leader will trickle down throughout the organization. It will be mimicked. So if you are that leader that is the finger pointer, or that is the it wasn't me, or that is it's your problem, you fix it, I want nothing to do with it, then throughout the rest of your team, that's going to be the attitude versus the, hey, I'm going to step in here and I am going to lead. Okay, I'm going to lead us through this fire. Right? I'm going to lead us through this disaster, through this breakdown, through this whatever it is. I'm going to add some input in here, and that may by lead not necessarily mean that you are literally leading the charge to fix it, but that you are at least putting in your 2 cents in regards to, okay, so this is what happened, okay, and okay, we obviously need to have some steps moving forward, and just kind of even just getting that ball rolling, right? But acknowledging the fact that, okay, we're all aware that this happened, and we're all going to work together to make sure that we fix it. And the last one is to implement a new course and get on with it, right? Just get on with it. This is not about belaboring the point. Again, this is not about finger pointing. This is not about, oh, shame on you. Look what happened here. It's acknowledging this is what happened. Okay, we had this breakdown. All right. How can we ensure that we don't do this in the future? Again, mitigation plans, what can we put in place, processes, procedures, whatever it is, clearer understanding. Maybe there need to be clarity around a situation. What is it that we need to do to ensure it doesn't happen again? What is it that we need to do to fix what happened now? And roll on. Roll on. Get it done. Keep it moving. Roll on. And that is the way that you can successfully lead through a problem, whether that's as a CEO of a team, whether that's as an individual, as part of a team or as part of a corporation. The one thing when I tell my children, speak to my children about this lead and leadership, I tell them, listen, this is something that you have to grasp now. Accountability, responsibility, that's something that you have to grasp now, because no one wants to go to work every day. And I think all of us have experienced that in some way, shape, or form. I know I had plenty of situations with that in corporate America. No one wants to go to work every day with that person who's the, oh, yeah, well, it's this reason, it's that reason, and the dog ate my homework, and the this, and the that, and the... No.